Yeah, I got it right this time. Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. Thank you for hanging out with me. And no, the title is not clickbait for those of you about to type down below, this is clickbait. It is not, because technically I am going to be doing my face with a box of donuts. It just happens to be makeup donuts. I Heart Revolution, if you are not new to my channel, you saw me haul this a little bit ago, and I kind of forgot about it, and I haven't actually tried it on the face, and it is a box of donuts. It's just I Heart Revolution donuts. The weather is nice today. It's about 71 degrees. It brings out the cuckoos. There are people screaming at each other in several different languages across the street. There are people riding illegal dirt bikes up and down my block. Please don't bother them. No, they bother me. Cuckoo-ness, maybe just because they're trapped and been locked up for a while, but what's the weather like? Where you are. So, yeah, it is a box of donuts. These are the freaking cutest things on the planet, and I can't believe I waited like 2 months to actually try them on my face. I mean, it's a donut box. Can you not? I mean, I have already done my foundation, but I didn't do my concealer, and there's good reason for that, because I got these little baby sponges in here, and they are too tiny to do my whole like face with them, because I'd be here for like 6 years. They come in a little circle, and they're basically little cake wedges. They honestly don't get much bigger than that. This is dry, and this is wet. I mean, there's a millimeter's worth of difference. They're a very different texture of sponge. I don't even know how to describe it, but it's not Beauty Blender. But can you imagine doing your entire face with this? You'd be here for quite a while. They kind of remind me of the old school sponges back when, you know, there was no such thing as highlighter and or contour, nor doing your foundation with the sponge. You did your foundation with the only tools that you had, which were these. I had little baby wedge sponges, which were really for makeup artists. Anyway, this adorable little thing comes with 2 sets of eyeshadows, bronzer, highlighter, and a blush palette. I don't know which eyeshadows I'm going to use, but they are squishy. Oh my goodness. This one is one of the eyeshadow palettes. It's called Peanut Butter and Jelly. Really, really pretty olivey, purple, pink kind of situation. They are so super soft. That's pretty. I may go with that one. And then, of course, there's just the highlighter in the center. I think this is the other eyeshadow palette, and this is the Chocolate Caramel. And that one's absolutely gorgeous. This one has one of the mattes that has the sparkles in it. See, oh my goodness, my swatches. See, now when I swatch that black, you can still see just a little bit of the hints of sparkle. I don't know how it's going to blend away in my eyes or not, but you can barely see that light purple color because it's, well, it's light. What is with my swatching, though? I'm looking like a candy cane going around and around my arm. I'm bored, what can I tell you? This is the blush palette, which is called Pink Frosting. It has a not so overly matte darker color, and then more of like a blush topper. Let me swap the two of them. Swap? I just snorted. Swatch the two of them. It's a very bright colored blush. It's kind of peachy pink, but I kind of like it. And you can even use this just as a highlighter if you wanted something subtle, or you can put it on top of the blush. But the blush does have a little bit of luminosity to it also, as you can see. We also have just one highlighter, and this is called Vanilla Frosting. However, apropos for that to be a highlighter, and it's a beautiful one. I've swatched all of these because I did swatch them, and ooh, they're so soft in the original video. Look at that. But I never did my face with them. Oh, that goes on so beautifully. Really, really pretty. A bronzer, and this one's called Cinnamon Sugar. I just love the names. And that's fairly dark, but I think it will be buildable. At least I'm hoping it's going to be. It almost looks like it's got a bit of a shimmer to it, but I didn't think that it did I don't know. We're going to find out when I put it on my face. So I am going to try using this sponge. This one's wet, and maybe then I'll try them dry. I wet the two of them, the pink one and the white. They aren't any different. I just wanted to wet two colors. I'm going to use my Amazing Cosmetics concealer in light medium. And I want to use up the little baby samples, which is why I'm using repeat items in my videos. I mentioned before how amazing, funny right, this concealer is, especially for mature eyes. You do have to set it though, because it is it's not thick, but it's liquidy and creamy, and it's going to crease on you. I mean, if you're a human being with lines underneath your eyes, it's going to crease. I mean, if you're an alien, it may not. Nothing against aliens, mind you. I was outside just looking at my garden, and I don't know what I touched, but I'm starting to get little baby hives on the back of my hand. I must have brushed up against poison ivy or something. I don't get really bad reactions to poison ivy. I just kind of get like little baby hives, and they usually go away within like 24 hours. Okay, now I'm going to use the sponge to tap it out and see what happens. I like this with my finger. I mean, the triangle shape does fit nicely underneath the eye. Trying to say, again, the lighting is horrific, so I don't know. I think it did a good job. Let me just try a little bit more with my finger and see if that makes any difference. I long for space for better lighting, I really do. As I always say, we do the best with what we got, don't we? Let me try it here. Honestly, it's not a bad little sponge. I said it just would take me forever to do my foundation, I think. For just a lighter bit of color underneath my eyes, I'm going to go with my Shape Tape. This one is in the wrong color. No, this one is Light Sand. Okay, so it's just the light that I like the best. As I said, this is honestly not bad. It's a very different texture from other sponges. It's more rubbery than it is that soft texture, say, of the Beauty Blender. I'm really actually impressed. I shouldn't have been so judgmental about it, but you see them like, oh, how good could they be? Since we're using Revolution, I thought I'd just go along with the flow. This is also I Heart Revolution, and this is their peach powder. Sadly, it does not have a very strong peach scent. I think it has a peach scent, but I really can't tell. It does come with a very nice velour puff, by the way. The only reason I don't always use it is that because of the holes when it's sitting in there, it will sometimes pick up the pattern. So then I will just, just dump it in here. If you prefer to use a puff, when you use the puff, you're going to get a much more matte finish. In the interim, I'm going to use my Real Techniques brush, which will give me just a bit of a lighter coverage. The only thing with this powder is you can see it does lighten up my complexion a little bit. They do have other colors. They have the coconut one, which is pretty much translucent, and then they have some darker colors as well. It's very cheap. You get a lot of powder for your buck. Hello, forgot to put it underneath my eyes. I don't even know if I like this one underneath my eyes. I don't remember. We're going to find out though, aren't we? I actually do have to go to the store. I'm just going to go to the gas station because my daddy needs milk. And I'm certainly not going to go to a supermarket just for milk. I think I'm probably going to buy two so I can freeze them. I did that last time and, I was pretty set. But we go through a lot of coffee, hence a lot of milk. I mean, this is okay underneath my eyes. I really prefer my Laura Mercier or my Stellar powder. Let's try this bronzer. I'm going to use my Pac-Man brush. I love it. And just try a little bit all over the place, I have the more precision brush, which is my Ulta. It's not overly pigmented, at least not with this brush, which I guess is kind of good in a way. Have you ever put on, like, stamped your face with a bronzer and it just sticks there and you can't even move it? You know, you can see, even though it looks so dark in the pan, at least on my particular skin tone, it's not overly dark and heavy. And it's totally buildable, which is really just what I'm doing. Obviously, I'm not contouring. In the mirror, it looks extremely just like kind of light and just a little bit of bronze. And in the viewfinder, it really doesn't look garish or over the top. So, yay. Now, since we only have one blush, I'm obviously going to try that one particular blush. Normally, I would wait to see which eyeshadow I would put on, but obviously, hopefully, well, not hopefully, but obviously, no, not obviously, but hopefully, yeah, I got it right this time. This will go with either of the color combinations. I'm using my Aesthetica brush, and if this one doesn't work out, I also have my Morphe brush. Now the blush is much more concentrated. Wow, yeah, it is much more intense. It's a pretty color though. I'm also going to try the Morphe brush. I'm tapping this on a little bit lighter. You know, I thought it was like the bronzer. Yeah, much lighter hand is much better because then you can build it. Let me just try this one for like the blush topper just a little. I want to see how it works. Okay, the blush topper for me is just a little bit too icy, I think. But it still looks good. You know how I roll that I always wait to do my highlighter last? I don't know why. I don't have a particular reason for it. It's just what I do, I guess. Okay, let's see. Which one of these do I want to wear? I would do one and one, I said, but I do have to run out and I don't want to be too crazy. Wish I could just ask you guys. Let me use this one. It's kind of got plummy purples a little bit. I may even mix the two because this is a nice transition shade or all over the lid shade. You know what? That is exactly what I'm going to do. I'm going to use a combination of both of them. How about that? I'm still testing out, but I have to say that I like them. I would never pay $100. This is the James Charles Morphe brush set. I think you're getting, what, 12 brushes? Let me put this color. I think they're just giving numbers for them. I don't even think they have a name, but let's see. Okay, it's a little bit shimmery, which I think all of them might be, but not so shimmery that it looks, you know, not something that I would want. Okay, I think I've asked you guys this question before, but do you prefer full get readies with me, get ready with me's? That's it, get ready with me's, or do you prefer just eye looks? I'm just curious. Now these two colors, well, you know, in the pans they look similar, but they're really not. This one and where my index finger is here, they're really not. But I think this one has less shimmer in it than this. But again, it really doesn't bother me either way. So I'm going to try that kind of chocolatey brown color. The more I think about it, they really could be companion palettes because those two greens, one is more olivey, one is more foresty. I think they would be beautiful together. I always try to look at the bigger picture. Doesn't always work. These are fairly pigmented too. My only complaint about these brushes, only some of them that I said in my last video, which of course I haven't put up yet, is that they are kind of scratchy. I don't know what the fibers are of the brushes. I haven't investigated that part yet, but they do feel scratchy. Underneath the eyes, that is way too scratchy. But they do have this adorable little shader brush. I'm actually going to put the lighter color underneath my lower lash line. don't know if it's precision, but it's just not as soft as I like. I'm going to take this berry color and I'm going to try it dry with a flat shader brush on my lid. It goes on very subtly, but very prettily. I think it's a nice combination. Let me try with my finger. They're so soft. I love them. Yeah, much more intense with your finger. So that should give you an idea. If you want a soft wash of color, use a brush. If you want something more intense, use your finger. Okay, everybody tell the truth. If you don't have to go out of the house, you know, like if you're an essential worker or anything like that, eeks, whew, they didn't break. So if you don't have to go out of the house, who stays in their pajamas most of the day? That would be me until I have to get on my Google Hangouts. Then I actually put clothes on. Again, just the top half though. I would like to try putting this deeper purple on the outer corner. Ooh, look at that. I did not expect that, especially with the brush. Now that was with this flat shader brush, which is very tight bristled. And so that may have some effect on the intensity, but I don't know. Next time I'll try it with a different one. But now, of course, I have to marry those two colors. Like, I don't want a harsh line. Now, this is with it dry. I imagine that if I wet it, it would be much more intense. Here's another thing. Who doesn't wear lipstick anymore when you go out? Why bother? You have to have a mask on all the time. Why would I put on lipstick? It's really funny. That's what I was thinking to myself when I was about to purchase another lipstick from Sephora. I'm like, why am I bothering? Yeah, I'll put something on at home, but it's not like I'm touching it up all day long. Unless I'm filming, nobody can see my mouth. Really, or my cheeks. All they can see is my eyes. Now I need something to put some color on my inner corner. And I'm going to take this one. I don't know what it's intended for, but it is a smaller, to me, a shader brush. And I'm going to take that inner highlight, which is extremely pigmented. I mean, look at that. Holy shnikes. Now, all of these donuts are sold separately, by the way. I believe that they are $8 each, but you know that you can get them on sale because there's always a sale. I gotta take this olive color. I'm so decided. I'm so glad that I decided to combine both palettes. I just have to now do my highlighter and then highlight my brow bone. I really like the way my eyes came out. They're kind of soft. Yes, they're mostly shimmery. But as I said, there's something that I'm really liking about it. Here is the highlighter. Again, it's called Vanilla Frosting. I just freaking love the names. I'm using a Moda brush. Wow. I absolutely love this. If they do not have this, then I will try to link it. If not, I will link anything that I can find in the individuals. Always wait for a sale because they always go on sale. I'm really, really happy with this. I can't wait to play with them some more because they are so absolutely adorable. I can't wait to hear what you guys think, if you have any of these and if you have tried them, what you think about them. I am starting to sweat profusely. Isn't that just how it goes? I hope you guys are having some nice weather like I am, and I hope you are really doing well. I think about you all the time. I love you tremendously, and of course, my friends, whatever part of the world you're in or around, I hope you're doing extremely well. I hope you have a great day. I hope you have a great week coming up, and I will see you very soon in my next one. Much love, everybody. Bye.